working for will gain faster over the time. So we've got a go ahead and go. If you look up on the left hand side, Bismarck's screen is moving a little bit faster just because of that offset, and we're going to pause it and get him caught up. And here we go. First treasure chest, we have Erdrick's armor right off the get, and some gold, and of course the key. So Erdrick's armor, he's just got the best armor in the game. You don't have to worry about anything else essentially for defense. That is fantastic. So I do not have a co-commentator today, so I hope you guys enjoy this wonderful voice. We got a Scorpion right outside of town, and Scorpion Max is attacking the Scorpion, going back and forth. But with that Erdrick's armor, not really too worried about taking damage. He's going to be taking one hit point at a time, just trying to see if we can swing it out here. Unfortunately, though, it looks like Scorpion Max has been defeated by that Scorpion. That's kind of sad. I was expecting to see it, but just a little too much to win out a punch blow by blow victory. Is now attacking a Magi Drake, while it looks like Veil UV is taking on a Drool Magi. Probably not the best to go after. And hey, we have level 2 for Braxis Muse up on the top right corner. First one to get that quick level. Meanwhile, it looks like Veil UV and Bismarck have been resent back to home. They're going to venture out, have a good old time. Scorpion Max once again being sent back to home. As you can see, Braxis Muse does have, he had 23 hit points, which will allow him to live a little bit longer, take a few more hits, tank it with that Erdrick's armor, and should be able to go up another few levels here against these Magi Drake. Alright, Braxis is moving along up to the top left corner, and we do see a cave up there. Now let's find out what we have in that cave. Obviously, as long as he can get through the Druin, everyone else is still kind of staying around Tantagel Castle to see if they can't get a few levels before they venture out and risk death. Meanwhile, we've got Bismarck has gone up to level 3 as well, and is going to start adventuring out with this. Braxis Muse hits up to level 4 and dives into that cave. Looks like with a straight down movement and no up, we may be looking at a swamp north there. So that'll be something worth exploring a little bit later on. Unfortunately, no lights. Takes a hit. Back to the git. Bismarck stepping into the cave now, does actually have upward movement. So if there is upward movement and downward movement, that puts that as the grave, I would think, unless I am looking at this a little bit differently. I'm going to have to watch movement and see where we're at, see if I can figure out where Bismarck is headed through that cave. And we've got Breckenary over on Braxis Muse side, goes and checks out the weapon shop. Not a whole lot of happening in there. We'll be going down to the item shop to get a little bit of goody. And it looks like we do have some wings up in, I would say that is the grave, and I missed the first treasure chest. I'm very sorry. All right, we have got gold, death necklace, and wings. Thank you, Lorgan, for paying attention for me. Alright, so we got Breckenary is where Tantagel Castle normally is. There's a little tiny cave nearby, and that cave is going to be, if we get some movement here from Braxis, we can guarantee this is the Mountain Cave. And Bismarck, for your question, if you'd like to jump in and you've got the time for it, I will not say no. On the top of the grave, on top of Mountain Cave, we have a key, so that is amazing. That's a good thing to have. Now a quick death will send him back to Tanager Castle. We'll have the treasury to open up, or we have the other key location as well as the basement that can be explored with that key. Now, if Braxis does survive for a while and gets over there with some gold, he would be able to pick up a secondary key and be able to check both of those if he has at least 98 gold once he gets back there. All right, Value V picks up something in Brecconary. I was unable to see it, and now I'm being joined by Bismarck. Bismarck, hello.
Hello, this is very weird.
Yeah, I'm enjoying how you're going to be able to commentate on your own race. That's quite fantastic.
Yeah, it's not something I've ever done, admittedly.
Well, so far it's looking good. We got Braxis Muse goes up to level 6, is still exploring the mountain cave, and is taking 552 gold and fairy water from the, it looks like, from treasure chests 2 and 3, and hopefully heading down to pick up treasure chest 4. And with that, we may be able to see what is in the treasury, because now Braxis has enough if he gets sent back. And Bismarck is going to be heading into the mountain cave as well. Braxis does get sent home, so we're going to see most likely go and pick up some extra keys before hitting the treasury. May hit the basement first and then go into the treasury. Let's find out.
It's always weird when I'm watching myself run, and I'm not really sure what my mindset is.
I'm going to enjoy that I keep saying Bismarck, and I'm going to know that it's you. Bismarck is doing this and that. And yeah, he is.
And I seem to have found a magic key. Honestly, I forgot where everything was. The only thing I remember is the location of Tanager Castle.
And we've got the jerk inside the basement. He is the jerk. He is actually necessary this seed, unlike last week where we had Three's Company. We also had Open Sharlock. We did not need the jerk. We didn't have to find the Stones of Sunlight, Staff of Rain, or Silver Harp. But now we do have to find all those items. We've got the treasury, and in the treasury we've got a dragon scale, fighter's ring, herb, and a torch. So nothing really there for a grind, unfortunately. And yeah, thank you. Meanwhile, Bismarck going to the final treasure chest in the mountain cave as long as he can survive the encounter. And he does. And we have Erdrick's token. So we've got the token already. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was nice to find that super early. I was really surprised how easy these dungeons were to get through. The biggest issue was these wyverns that I'm about to die to.
Hey, no spoilers. Nobody knows that yet.
Oh, wait, I didn't die. Well, I told you I'm not very smart. I don't remember what happened.
Ooh, Braxis steps into the grave and immediately is met by a knight, is able to run away, takes down the ghost, and is going to start exploring as well. We know that inside here we have gold death necklace and wings, so not a whole lot of great here. But Braxis does have the keys and will be able to explore the bottom once he gets through this. Oh, never mind, he did not make it through.
I remember being very excited to see these wolves. They are very much an easy foe to take down, since they don't do anything other than just hit you.
Yeah, a punch-happy wolf is a good thing, especially with that Erdrick's armor right off the bat. I mean, that made them very simple to.
Oh yeah, I was over the moon when I saw Erdrick's armor in the throne room.
Scorpion picking up a small shield in Brecconary, and we'll be heading over to the item shop. I really like Scorpion's layout. I need to figure out how I can get me that ROM. That's a very beautiful. All right, Value V has found his way into the basement, discovering it is the jerk, and we'll be most likely now heading over to the treasury to find those inconsequential items, really. A fighter's ring, and I guess there was a dragon scale in there, but that's not super great. All right, Scorpion Max is into the mountain cave as well. So I'm going to pay a little bit of attention to see if I can figure out what treasure chest number 4 is in the mountain cave, because every runner that's hit it so far I have missed.
It was a key.
So there's 2 keys in mountain cave.
I only remember 1 key in Mountain Cave. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, we got treasure chest 1 is a key, and treasure chest,
Yep.
I think of 2 and 3 as being the ones up top, and treasure chest 4 looks like is gold.
You're right.
No, it's okay. I'm sure that you had a lot of things going through your mind when you were playing this, so I don't expect you to remember where everything is at. Braxis going up to level 8, and with that is already in the gold level 4 MP. That's, well, I guess you'd call it orange. That is cautionary. It can be done, but is not a guarantee you'll get through with that little bit. Meanwhile, Braxis will be picking up the Erdrick's token as soon as he gets through that wizard. Oh no, a torch. I apologize. I think he may have already gotten the token.
I actually don't know what my name lends itself to in stats, so I'm going to look that up right. Oh, look at that. Strength and maximum HP.
And I do apologize. I was mistaken. Braxis is in the grave, so we are seeing the bottom of the grave until we got hit with that green dragon.
Not anymore.
So not anymore. We still got 1 treasure chest unexplored in the bottom of the grave. Bismarck over here trying to run away from an armored knight and gets sent back home as well. Quick little punch in the face. No go for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Armored Knights were particularly unfun this race, and I seemed to run into them every chance I got.
Braxis heading out, going exploring, heading south. Let's see what we got over there. But runs into an armored knight and gets kicked back home. Veil UV entering a cave that we've not seen before, and it is the Harp Cave. You exchange the harp there for the Staff of Rain, and he lets you through. That's something he's gonna have to remember. Write that down where that's at. Now, Braxis, since you've already run, while we're waiting and going through some kind of downtime here, while characters are running around and dying and not finding new things, what was your thought for this? Did you practice vanilla map? Do you know the vanilla?
I beat the vanilla game 3 years ago for like the 2nd time in my life, and nope, I didn't practice it all for this tournament.
Hey, we got Caitlin on Veil UV's time.
Yeah, Caitlin was a nice find. Yeah, no, I'm here for the memes and for fun. As you can see, I'm currently looking in the forest for a town that doesn't exist, because for some reason I was thinking there was a hidden town, because, you know, reason.
I thought maybe you were looking for Chocobo Forest. I mean, it's
not
Enix,
sure what I was doing.
Square Enix eventually later on. It could have been a Chocobo Forest. You know.
Yeah, I was pretty embarrassed by it. I honest to God didn't remember. For some reason, I was thinking that you had to fight a golem there, and then I remembered, oh wait, no, there's another town where you fight a golem outside.
Yeah, but you know, if you wouldn't have said anything, we wouldn't have known. We'd have thought you were just doing a little bit of quick grind.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm totally cool with admitting that I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, we've got 42 south and 7 east. That is possibly on the 2nd continent. I believe 42 south is going to take us at least across the river.
It's actually surprisingly easy to find.
Yeah, that does not look too challenging, no.
Yeah, unfortunately, I went the wrong direction the first time, as you will see shortly.
And remember, that is from Tentacle Castle, not from original OG Tentacle Space. So I could be mistaken with where Tentacle Castle is on this seed is not vanilla-ish. Whereas last seed that I did commentary on, it was where Brecconary was, and Brecconary was where Tentacle was. It was quite fantastic. Alright, so we got Veil UV got sent home. Is he going to start a count? Let's find out.
Yeah, I say Veil UV seems to be doing it, and they're doing it what I would consider the smart way.
And Braxis has found coal. This is a big thing. There's a lot of items that can be on this search spot. He's got a guy standing there right now, but eventually he'll get to search and see what he's got hiding there. And it looks like we have a silver harp, and I believe Braxis already knows where the jerk is, unless that was Value V that picked that up. So I mean, that's definitely a necessary find.
Yeah, if I remember right, it's just south of Tanagel.
And Scorpion has found coal as well, so 2 of our players are going to have the harp. And it looks like Value V did a quick search. I missed it. I'm so sorry. Did anybody catch that? That was super fast.
Nope, don't remember what it was. I think it was the sword. Oh, no, it was stones.
It's the stones. So we're already 2 of the 4 items, and technically 3 because you turned the harp into the Staff of Rain. So all he's got to find now is the, goodness, what are we missing? Stones of Sunlight, Erdrick's Token. No, all we need is the Staff of Rain.
Yeah, it was a super early find to get the rainbow drop, which was nice because it cleared out the inventory a little.
Absolutely. Value V does not have the silver harp yet, though. We'll have to be working on it. Going into a new town and finds coal as well.
Oh, you're fine. This is me realizing that I went the wrong direction. Realizing that where I needed the search is on the other side of those mountains.
I do like that double back. Scorpion Max going through the 2 doors. We'll be opening up the treasure chest, and it's just gold. Not a too bad find. A little over $100 to get those 2 keys and get 600. That's a net profit. We'll take it.
Yeah, it was nice. It set up for a really easy grind to get the broadsword right here.
Wonderful. Meanwhile, picks up the broadsword on Scorpion's side, and we'll be going getting a couple more keys, and we'll be moving on.
This is me going back to the forest. This time I don't remember why I went to the forest. I think I was just confused.
I'm telling you, man, you were thinking about chocobos.
It happens, man. I mean, you see my Final Fantasy sprite. The only problem is it's not bald.
Braxis Muse has found the Silver Harp Cave and is going to be turning in the Silver Harp, so we'll get the Staff of Rain. Already has Erdrick's Token, so just needs to find his way to coal, and we'll be able to get the stones, unless I'm looking at the wrong player for this. Or did, has Braxis not found the token yet?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either. That was in the mountain cave, if I'm not mistaken, or was it in the grave? Can't remember which anymore. This is all, it's just so fight.
The Wolf Lords were also a really good enemy to find down here. They're the same as their little brother. All they do is punch, and they don't have a lot of health considering the strength bone.
Token is in Mountain Cave. Thank you, Archfield, for that reminder. So that means that Braxis has not found Mountain Cave. Meanwhile, Scorpion seems to be doing pretty well for himself. Does have level 10 already. Is going back into the grave. Most likely going to be taking that bottom route, because we have already seen the top route get cleared. Maybe not by Scorpion specifically, as he is going up north, but I think he will get that bottom pretty quickly. And Bismarck, you are going and doing your search now, it looks like.
Yeah, I already made one attempt, but I was on the wrong side. And then thankfully the Fun Police sent me back to Tanagel, so... You know, that's probably the only time we ever heard anybody say thankfully I saw the Fun Police. But here...
It's definitely not something that we hear very often, absolutely. Oh, and Value V has found Garanham. First one to do so. Meanwhile, Bismarck, you did just find your token. That's fantastic. Scorpions dive in the bottom of the grave, so we're going to see, hopefully, what's in treasure chest number 6, is it? 3 up top, 4, yeah, 6. Garanham, we've got, looks like a key. Empty. And fairy water.
It's funny you mentioned that Value V found Garanham. I actually got lost over here and forgot where the vanilla Staff of Rain cave was, and spent a good 15 minutes trying to find the town.
Alright, Value V is now diving the bottom level of the grave, so hopefully we'll get to see that final one. Meanwhile, Bismarck taking on a red dragon trying to run away does get successful. And we'll be continuing his. It looks like Scorpion has found the bottom of the grave as well. I didn't even see Scorpion go into the grave.
Looks like Value V has found the second continent now, and it's going to head over here to, I believe it's Erdrick's cave, if I remember.
Meanwhile, you just found the harp, so you've got all the things that you need, except for the staff. You got to go find. At this point, you knew where the Staff of Rain cave was.
Yes, I was fully aware. I think I tried to grind here for a minute before I head back.
Archfield pointing out nothing of consequence in the bottom of the grave. That is unfortunate because that is a long dive to look in there. I mean, you want to search all the chests. And you've already got Erdrick's armor, so now you still got to find the sword. But that could be in any number of chests in the bottom of the grave, the mountain, and the final armory. It's really hard to say. And I think the sword can now be on an overworld or the search part underneath the Hawksness tile, if I'm not mistaken.
It can be under Hawksness, or it can be in, I believe in Charlotte. I believe those are our two options.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much seen everything else by this point. The overworld's been explored, Coal's been explored, so yeah, that's about all we've got. The Hawksness tile and
Erdrick's cave. I don't believe we've seen it.
We have not seen the token cave. Yes, you are correct. Or the freebie tablet cave. That's the one.
Tablet cave. Yes, thank you.
Bismarck finding Rimmeldor again. I think you already knew where this one was. You're heading over to the weapon shop. Not really too concerned about keys. Scorpion has turned in his harp. Got the Staff of Rain. I have a hard time kind of keeping up with who has found what.
That's understandable. Yeah, this is actually my first time to Rimmeldar, and I actually forgot that the broadsword was here. And this is when I realized, hey, there's money in this chest, and there's enough money to buy more keys, and I can get that broadsword.
Definitely ghetto grind material right there. That's not a bad idea. Meanwhile, Value V discovering that inconsequential torch at the bottom of the grave. It's unfortunate. It's very sad.
And then I accidentally stumbled out of town without paying attention to what I was doing. Nothing but the highest quality runner from me.
I like that you know that about yourself.
You know, I find that if you're aware of your shortcomings, it doesn't hurt as bad when somebody points them out. That and self-effacing humor is the best kind of humor.
Indeed, Braxis has put a stone man to sleep and was trying to punch him to death. Unfortunately, he woke up, hit him with Hurtmore. Not successful putting him back to sleep. The stone man will destroy Braxis and send him back home. Kind of a risky play on that one. Not a whole lot of gain from a stone man at level 10. Definitely not something to swing at when you don't have too much defense at this point.
I agree with the addition of Hurtmore and the Stone Man. They're an awful lot like fighting Metal Gear. Not really worth it if you don't.
All right, Bismarck has picked up the broadsword now, and will be able to venture out a little bit better armed. Let's see, still only with a small shield. We've not seen a whole lot of weapon shops in other towns be explored, so not quite sure where the large shield is yet at this point. Or for that matter, the silver shield. But without a gold grind, getting the money up for a silver shield, probably not something that's on anybody's mindset right now.
Yeah, I pretty much ruled it out. By this point, I had accepted the fact that the silver shield wasn't in the cards and that I was just going to try to save up for a large. The good thing is that by this point, I discovered that I could beat wyverns, and even with their Dragon Lord 2 breath, they were more or less easy to take out.
All right, Bismarck, you are heading down into the basement at this time, and if I'm looking at your screen on the tracker, don't have that Staff of Rain yet, so
no, I was
not
buying,
quite sure what the reason to buy a key and
keys.
leave.
Because I'm not good at this game.
Spend a key to get a key?
I think I bought 2 or 3. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, man. I told you I'm not good at this game.
Entertaining, at least, I'll say. Thank you very much for that. Value V turns in the harp for the staff. Here for the lulz. Gotta love the lulz.
Hey, it's what makes the world go round. What's up, Neon Lair? Everything's going well. I'm currently making a fool of myself in front of a bunch of people, and I'm commenting my own. It's a very meta take, I think.
I like it. I think it's really good. You're breaking your own fourth wall at this point.
Yeah, and then right here I get a nice ride back to Tangential Castle to get my rainbow drop from the Axe Knight.
Yeah, that Axe Knight was very polite to send you back. And we've got a raid coming in by Edge Stream with a party of 4. Welcome everybody from Edge's stream. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you're ready for some non-stop crazy Dragon Warrior random.
Oh, nice. It's a raid from Edge Stream. He was a commentator in my first 2 races. He's also a lover of dad jokes.
You know, I love me some dad jokes too.
Do you? Well, I got one for you if you'd like to hear it.
I'm a father of 2, so of course I love me some dad jokes.
All right. How do you get a baby alien?
You rock it. How do you make an octopus laugh? With 10 tickles.
I actually didn't know that one.
Heyo, and we're back to the thing. Let's talk about the game again. Value V and Bismarck have turned in their items. Do have the rainbow drops. Scorpion Max has everything he needs to get the rainbow drops. So just has to go down into the basement when he finds himself a quick trip back. And we've got Braxis is going to the back of Garenham, which we know is Swamp North. Not going to the trap tile, so we're not going to figure out what's there where the princess is. We don't need to save her, but still would be nice to know what's on that trap tile for possible quick leveling.
I mean, I could tell you if you ask nicely.
Well, since we haven't seen it on your screen yet, that would be a future prediction. We'd have to call you a witch, probably burn you at the stake. Not worth doing.
I took the hint. I remember my biggest roadblock up to this point was just the heal spell. Thinking, man, I can't wait till I get heal more. It just seemed like every fight you got in, you needed to cast heal more at least.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the spells should be normal level, so heal more should not be until you get to, I think, 16 or 17, and then hurt more is at 18 or 19.
It's at 16, and I had completely forgotten because again I hadn't played vanilla in like 3 years, so you know. Oh, don't worry, Diabetes, a second. I got Dragon Lord 2 breathed plenty of times.
At least you got your dragon armor on to the Erdrick's armor to prevent at least a little bit of that Dragon Lord breath.
Yeah, I can imagine doing this seed without it.
Right, everyone is kind of doing their own thing, kind of wandering around, exploring, having a good old time. It looks like Scorpion is about ready to go into Swamp North, has cleared out the back of Garenham, and we'll be exploring over onto Continent 2. Value V stepping up into Garenham as well. I don't think anyone has seen Hawksness yet at this point. And
That is correct.
Archfield, thank you very much for throwing that up. As you can see there, we've got our runners, which is Bismarck, who is joining me in the commentary booth. Braxis Muse, Scorpion Max, and Value V. If you guys like this content, give those runners a follow. They're always doing practice and having fun with this, so you'll get to see this sort of stuff. We also got our restreamer, Archfield Monk, myself, the Wicked Viking, and our tracker, Camion, Renkai. I'm just supposed to call it Camion because I don't know how to properly pronounce that name.
So I don't know if you saw, but Scorpion Max actually got to the trap tile inside the mountain cave. So now I'm no longer a witch. It's the blue dragon, and it's very convenient because the blue dragon, I believe, just based on his pattern, has about a 50% chance to cast stop spell. So if you got lucky, it was an easy. At least that was my guess, 50% stop spell chance.
All right, Braxis Muse is at the bottom of the grave. Gonna get that lowly little torch down there. Not anything worth it. Bismarck going back into the back of Garenham again. I'm not sure if at this point you've seen it yet.
Nope.
We've got Value V stepping into Rimmeldor's spot. What could be here? This has to be the Tablet Cave, if I'm not mistaken. There's nothing else that it could be, and I was right. So now we get to see if Erdrick's Sword is in here or if it's going to be Trap Tile of Hawkness or in Sharlock. So not a whole lot left. This is one of the last, or the last treasure chests that we have seen so far on the map. And it's a cursed belt, so that's a big fat nothing there. So on the bottom of Hawksness, we can have either the Erdrick's Sword or the flute, I believe, still has not been located, but it's not before you get to Charlotte. I'm scared. Nobody's got the Erdrick's Sword.
I just got my large shield right there, and now I think this is the point where I decided to go down into Mountain Cave to see what we got hiding.
Not a bad idea, picking up the large sword. At least now we know it's in Garenham. I see the Scorpion has picked it up as well. So has Value V. So apparently I am not paying attention to anybody buying it. We did have the freebie cave there. I missed it. What was in that freebie cave?
If I remember right, it was just money. Or a key or an herb. It wasn't anything important.
Value V is the first person to build our bridge, and we'll be heading over to the Sharlock region to maybe make an early dive to see if we can make it all the way down to the darn it, the armory. Man, I can't. Words is hard. I'm sorry.
It is hard.
Or may just be going up there to see what's on the top floor. Without Hurtmore, you're not going to be damaging anything. So, kind of a little bit of a crazy thing to go run into. You're not going to be able to quick kill anything. You don't have heal more to bring yourself all the way back up. It's a dangerous dive, but someone's got to do it.
Well, at this point, I'm actually thinking the same thing they are. I'm thinking that if I can get over there, I want to see if maybe I can get to Erdrick's Sword if it's in the treasury.
I mean, it's definitely worth it. That is something that would make life much better, for sure.
Especially considering the strength and the agility I had at this point, I thought that I might be able to make it. We will see if I can.
Gets slaughtered by the AK, sent back home, done with exploring that area at least. So we have the cursed belt over there on Scorpion's side as well. Digs that cave, doesn't find anything. Bismarck diving into the tablet cave. So I think the only runner left for that one is Braxis, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't hit it yet. All of our runners pretty much have explored all the same things. About 34, 35 minutes into this race, the whole map is pretty well discovered. Still hasn't found Hawkness yet, though nobody has, which is kind of odd. It's not hiding. It's in the only place they haven't gone to look yet.
Yeah, the funny story about that is I forgot about that place. So here shortly you'll see me stumble around like an idiot while I'm trying to pull up my phone in real life to look at the vanilla map because I can't remember where the down. I later got confirmation that that was totally legal, but I had to preface it by saying if that's illegal, I forfeit. I felt like a dum-dum.
Well, we all need a little bit of help sometimes. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm not gonna hold it against you. I don't know the vanilla map. I actually know more about randomizers than I know about the vanilla game. So I don't.
Yeah, if I remember right, that's the site of Garenham. No, not Garenham, excuse me, Cantlin.
All right, and while we've been talking, we have another level up for Scorpion. Max does hit level 14. Getting pretty close to having heal more. We'll be able to do some pretty strong dives. 89 strength, 71 agility, 103 hit points, 93 magic points. Already really strong. Just needs to get those last couple spells to be strong enough.
Oh, and then I found a metal slime right here, and because it always happens to me, I managed to hit it twice before it ran away.
I mean, somebody's got to scare it, right?
Yeah, I think it's because of my beard.
Beards is scaries.
It is scaries.
Right, Veil UV is taking on the blue dragon on that trap tile. Not exactly sure what he's gonna do. Looks like he's dropping an herb, gets hit with some fire breath, and yeah, that didn't go very well for you. I'm sorry, that was a bad idea, Veil UV. No heal more, no go. You're not gonna do enough healing with just heal or an herb to survive a 48 hit. Scorpion has found Hawksness, and so you were right, it was in the Cantlin area, because that's the only place we haven't seen yet. And we'll be checking out that trap tile here real quick, and it is a golem. Golem's very susceptible to sleep unless you have the fairy flute, which he doesn't have, so we'll just try to punch it to death. And has succeeded. Fantastic. Searches and finds the fairy flute. So you fight the golem, which uses the fairy flute to sleep, and it had the fairy flute under it.
Yeah, it was a very disappointing moment when that happened for me.
So that will confirm it then. The sword has to be in Sharlock in either the affectionately named $100,000 pyramid slot, or $1,000 pyramid slot, whatever you want to call it, or in the vanilla spot. That's interesting. It looks like Bismarck is in there right now. Was going to start a dive, is still starting to dive, but not a whole lot of MP to sustain this, so we'll see how far you can get down there.
Yeah, I can tell you at this point, I knew that I wasn't obviously going to beat it, but my goal was just to get down to the treasury and see if I couldn't find the sword. I thought it would make grinding significantly easier. We shall see if I succeed or not.
Yes, we shall. Meanwhile, Scorpion taking advantage of that fairy flute on that spot and will be grinding out a few golems. Not a bad idea. 255 experience per golem. Easy sleep with the flute. Can pretty much win out a punching contest with them, so not a bad idea. Heal more right around the corner, just 3 levels away.
I do think the blue dragon grind ultimately was better for the runner, or for myself at least, excuse me, because my cat just knocked my hand off my keyboard. Mostly because he casts stop spells so frequently that it made for very easy and low damage picking.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea for sure. Meanwhile, the golem is going down pretty quick. Scorpion Max is making short work of him. 4 or 5 swings takes him down. A couple heals to go back up. Not a bad little fight that he's got there.
This is the moment where I forgot which direction to go on this floor of Charlotte.
I've actually I always navigate this in the dark, so I'm not 100% sure myself of where to go when I look at the big open map. You can't point me at a spot in Charlotte and be like, all right, from here, where do you go? I have absolutely no idea.
And I fail because the fun police.
That's sad. That's sad.
It wasn't a happy moment, considering I was only 2 floors away from the treasury.
Well, you were quite a bit of the ways down there. I'm sorry to see such a nice thing happen to or a bad thing happen to such a nice person.
You got that backwards.
I started to say it right the first time, and I corrected myself the wrong way.
I don't know why you did.
Right, it looks like Scorpion is just swinging away at these golems until he gets a fast trip back home, and already made it up to level 16, so Healmore right around the corner. Has the rainbow drop, so can technically go dive Charlock if wanting to. Will most likely hit that level on the way down, so that might be a good way to go. I'm pretty confident Scorpion has explored all the areas as well. Meanwhile, Value V is looks like walking around on these foothills here, possibly doing a little bit of level grinding on some metal scorpions. At level 12, 25 experience is not a whole lot to get you up there. Definitely need to find something a little bit more lucrative to find. Oh, and there it is, a green dragon in the same zone, so that's worth taking a few swings.
I wish I could remember what I was thinking right now, but I know it was stupid either way.
What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were ya?
Who knows?
Well, I mean, you're going up to Garenham, you're going into the Swamp North, probably heading over to the other continent to go back down to Charlock. Scorpion looks like he is on his way to the second continent as well, most likely the same idea. As I said, would be pretty ideal to go and run a Charlock dive at this point, knowing that everything else has been found to go get the that Erdrick sword. And Bismarck steps outside. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, how many times I've done.
If you watch my steps now, I start stepping a little erratically. One would say I'm almost drunk.
Scorpion is taking on Blue Dragons to get that next level. Blue Dragons do give quite a bit of experience for this, so not a bad choice with it being so close. Garenham is right outside. Quick rest. He knows that I believe we're only one dragon away from level 17. And there it is. We've got level 17. We've got our heal more. That is definitely what you're looking for.
Oh, you were right. I was wrong. I thought it was 16.
Cass outside, gonna go to the end, take a nap, maybe now start to go for the dive. Stats are looking really good over on Scorpion's side. It looks like we have 93 strength, 79 agility, 104 HP, 97 MP, 115 attack power, and 79 defense. Everything is in the green except for the bottom three, which are close and definitely worth it. I would say this would be a good idea.
And this is the moment I realized I knew where Hawksmith was. And then you can't see the video, but I actually hold my phone up to the camera just to prove that I was looking at the vanilla map, because I am overly paranoid. Not that that serves any purpose, but you know.
Trying to keep yourself honest. I appreciate that. I respect that about you.
Yeah, my wife was actually standing over my shoulder, and when I said into the camera, "Hey, Game Boy, I'm just trying to be, you know, honest and have integrity," my wife laughed and walked out the room, shook her head. I think she thinks I'm a nerd.
You're helping me commentate on a Dragon Warrior randomizer race. I don't think there's any sort of question on that or doubt. Scorpion will be building that bridge and making way down to Sharlock. Probably going to do a dive, maybe a full dive, a partial dive. If he is able to get the sword on the way down, that would put attack power up by, I think, another 20, 25 from the broadsword. So that's quite a significant jump. And then you just got to outlast with 83 defense is not super great, but with a good attack power, it could be worth it. I will say Scorpion will be heading into Sharlock, and our closest Braxis Muse is over in Cantlet as well, and we'll be playing the Merchant to visit there. It looks like they do have a large shield in there, but nothing else they can use. Not quite sure, maybe looking for the broadsword at this point, because all that Braxis is rocking is the hand axe, so that broadsword definitely would be a major advantage, and does find it in the second item shop, so does have a little bit more attack power to go up, so that's definitely helpful. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking, Diabetes throwing some numbers out there for the Dragon Lord 2 fight. Now, the Dragon Lord fight, there's an easy calculation for what your attacks are going to be with Dragon Lords. You take your attack power, you divide that in half, that's your max. You divide it in half again, and that is your minimum. So you take an average of that to see how many times you're going to need to swing. And if you have more heal mores than that, you go for it. But if you make some low rolls, that can be very, very devastating.
Oh, and don't forget to roll or round down, because this game can't give you any extra help.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're at 13, nope, sorry, that's 6. You're not getting 7 out of that one. Nope. So an attack power of 117 picks up the Erdrick's sword. That would bring it up to 137. You would be looking at... it's not too bad. As Diabetes pointed out, 9 to 18-ish. I did forget to mention, I apologize. You have to take 100 right off the top of that. So you take 100 off and then you cut it in half. I apologize. That's going to make a big difference in your...
Yeah, it would be nice if we didn't have to take that 100 off.
If you didn't have to take the 100 off, you could go down there with the club and just beat the Dragon Lord to death. They got to make it challenging.
What if I don't want a challenge?
You get challenges, and you'll like the challenges, sir. Alright, Scorpion has hit the bottom floor, instantly greeted by a green dragon. We'll be moving along to the pyramid chests, as long as we can get past this red dragon, and does succeed. Do we have a key? We do. Bottom right, we've
I
got a
predicted
torch.
200.
You picked 200? We've got a
200.
key. We've got wings, which are not any help. An herb.
Oh, I
Erdrich's
lose.
sword. So Scorpion Max has found what he was looking for. Still has at least a good, looks like 12 heal mores to go.
Yes, 12 heal.
Yeah, this will be nice. 137. You're like Diabetes said, 9 to 18 ish. Scorpion's gonna give it a try. It'd be a shame not to. So here we go with our first attempt at Dragon Lord fight. Meanwhile, Braxis has found Hawksness and will be taking on that Golem. Assuming that he gets past all the monsters there first. And we'll find that all it holds is the flute. Veil UV back on the blue dragons to get some levels up. Has made it up to level 14. So far, the runners are staying pretty close. I missed that fight. That was over in a blink of an eye. Who was on the trap tile down there?
It was a blue dragon.
All right, Dragon Lord says, hey, I'll give you half the world if you leave me alone. Scorpion says no, and we have our first Dragon Lord fight. Here we go. DL1 is basically you want to try to hit him 3 times. If you get lucky, you take him out. You want to have as much health as you go into the Dragon Lord 2 portion, and gets back attack. That is not how you want to start the fight off. Rolls are pretty high so far. It looked like a 12 first, a 15 second, and a 16. So Scorpion Max is getting some pretty high rolls here.
Yeah, he's sitting at 55. No, he's currently at 82.
I'm glad you're keeping count.
92. He is not going to have any trouble with 5 more heal. 104. At this point, it's just a matter of time. Which means I lose.
Bismarck has found Cantlin, has managed to find his way down there, sees the Hawksness, and will be going for that trap tile. Scorpion does take out Dragon Lord 2. Everyone get your GGs in, hypes out in chat for our first finisher, Scorpion, as he walks very casually up to the king to tell him about all his good deeds. And with an official SRL time of 52 minutes and 16 seconds, Scorpion Max has secured the victory on this one. And we're going to see if we can get him in here for an interview. Brax is turning in all his items at the jerk. Going to be getting his raindrops. Level 15, still not a bad level to go at. There's quite a few quick grind spots as we're aware of down there. You've got the Golem on Hawksness. You've got the Blue Dragon in the swamp. So I think Blue Dragon definitely the better choice here because you've got Garanham right outside. So quick level up, quick rest, and go back to it. Veil UV taking that approach and will most likely be our next player to get up to level 16 or 17. Bismarck taking on all of the golems over and over and over again. Another good fight. I did like this spot. When you found this spot, Bismarck, were you satisfied with trying to take on golems, or were you thinking just for this little bit of life that you had?
Well, I wanted to go as long as I could. We'll see how well that goes. But yeah, that was the initial plan. I figured I'm already... And you can't really snub your nose at 255 experience.
No, they're not hitting too hard. Only 27 hit points back in your face, so not super pain.
Yeah, but then he does things like he wakes up every time you cast Fairy Flute on him, and then you die. You can sit back to Tangential Castle like I just did.
Just was not meant to be. I'm sorry to see that.
Afraid not. And it's funny because I think I was 2 levels higher than Scorpion Max when he was there. So it goes sometimes. Some days you're the pigeon, some days you're the statue.
It's pretty accurate, yeah. Meanwhile, Value V has hit level 16. Doesn't know that 17 is the level that you want. That is your gold level with all the MP that you get as well. But may be able to make a go for it. Unlikely, but we can see is checking his stats as he works his way over to the Rainbow Drop area. I'm sorry, not the Rainbow Drop. Over to Garrenham first, and then probably Rainbow Drop area.
Yeah, at this point I decided I was going to have to grind, so I was going to head over to the Blue Dragons, see what kind of magic I can make happen. Looks like Braxis and Value V are probably making the exact same decision to get that Heal More spell, because you're not going to get to Dragon Lord with that.
No, and you've got to have it before you even start to dive down as well, because you don't want to pick that up on the way, because if it isn't a very impressive level, other than obviously getting that spell, you're not going to have enough to do anything with it. So we've got two players, Value V and Braxis, are working their way through some Blue Dragons. Bismarck heading down to the bottom of the, I shouldn't say the bottom of, heading into Swamp as well. At this point, are you going back for a Blue Dragon grind? Because that makes the most...
Yeah, at this point, I'm just going down the grind until I'm ready to go. Plus, my attack power is nowhere near high enough. But you get a pretty significant gain at level 17, so it makes it worth it.
Absolutely. So we've got a whole bunch of everybody grinding. So, yeah, that's quite fantastic. Looking good here. Everyone's doing their thing. Yeah, the only one that doesn't look like they've gone to Hawksness yet is Braxis.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling I'm going to finish in 4th place. It's kind of weird to watch your demise very slowly in front of you.
Knowing there's nothing you can do for it. You're outstretching your hand, trying to save. Not today. Sorry. Jack, you're going under the water.
You know, I'm just going to say this once. There was enough room for 2.
Listen, we don't need to get into the physics of it, alright? Mythbusters has already proved that one.
She was selfish, and it's her fault Jack died.
Well, I'm gonna go with it was the director's fault Jack died, but we can battle that out another time. Looks like we've got Value V has rested up, is starting to make way through. I'm sorry, not Value V. Braxis has rested up and is going to be starting to make his way through the swamp. Maybe start heading over towards Sharlock, as we do have level 17 and the appropriate stats necessary. Bismarck, you took another punch to the face and got sent back again.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
Every once in a while, we need somebody to be a damage sponge, and I think that I respect your decision to do that.
I'm here to please.
All right, Braxis came back out into the light, and we'll be heading on over to Sharlock. So we're going to see dive number 2, which technically is going to be the 3rd attempt at Sharlock because of Bismarck's first dive that failed on floor 5, unfortunately. And we've got Value V is going to be right behind as well. And once again, if you guys are enjoying this content, please give our runners a follow. This is a completely, I guess, wonderful community. We'll go with, I like the word wonderful because I can't think of another word to use that I haven't used already. This is a very wonderful community to be a part of. Everyone's very welcoming. They'll tell you how to play this game, what to do, what to look forward to. Great community to be part of. I enjoy being here. So welcoming and accommodating, yes, as Camion says. So, give these runners a follow. Check them out if you like this sort of content and you want to do this as well. You can. We do have access to get you the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. You can do this as well. You can be in one of our weekly races. You can be in our next league. You can be here. Braxis went home. I don't know why Braxis went home. I totally missed what happened there.
I didn't see.
But with that, Value V becomes the leader up for the Sharlock dive. Going to be heading down in there. Meanwhile, Braxis going back into the swamp. Yeah, I missed that. I don't know if anyone saw what happened.
I'm just tragically watching myself and trying to will myself to go faster than what my actual time ended up being, and I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my lady when we watch a movie. I want you to know this has already been recorded, the decisions have already been made, and you yelling at it's not going to change.
Oh, you have one of those wives.
I say nothing because I love her and she could watch this at any time.
You're a smart man.
All right, we've got Value V has hit. Sharlock is down on the 3rd floor, I think, by this point, moving along quite rapidly. Doing pretty good. I know we have 12, I believe. No, he's actually got more MP because of the build that he has. 110 MP gives, that's 13 heal mores. 12 would be 96, and another 8 is 104. Yeah, 13 heal mores. So that's definitely good to have. We'll be picking up, also has 117 attack power at this point, so going to be getting that Erdrick sword, assuming that he goes into the armory. I don't see why he wouldn't. So we'll be hitting for the same 9 to 18-ish.
I have absolutely no idea what I was doing right now. And I'm very disappointed with myself.
It's okay. It's okay. You're doing some step manipulating and route manipulating, trying to manipulate the RNG into your favor.
Yeah, let's go with that. I feel like I need to just go ahead and type GG into Hex chat.
Oh no! Value V goes to open the door and finds he has no keys.
Oh
no! Oh no! We'll be trying to take on the Dragon Lord without it. That's not gonna happen at 17. So that is you're looking at 4 to 8. Yeah, Dragon Lord's not happening. But you're gonna go back home anyways. You may as well take a fast ride.
I might not finish in last. Whoopee!
Listen, the race isn't over yet. Calm down.
That's a good point.
Archfield saying grind the spike, hope for a good strength gain. That's assuming that you don't use a bunch of your heal mores to get. Ooh, doesn't even try. Just takes the punches. Is sent back home. Now, Rimmelsdor is not super close, if I'm not mistaken. Rimmelsdor was quite a ways away. That's your earliest key that you can get. So it's going to take a little while to find. I don't remember exactly where it's at. So this trek is going to be quite the long one for Value V. Meanwhile, Braxis has made his way back into it. It looks like Braxis is actually going up to the vanilla sword spot first to see what is hiding up there. Not a bad play, knowing that it's got to be in one of these treasure chests, so you might as well take that one while you're on your way through. Got enough hit points, magic points to survive, so why not? Just do it. Finds that it's just a cursed belt. Failure V has found Rimmeldor, so I guess it wasn't as far away as I thought. We'll be picking up some keys and going back down for that dive. Meanwhile, Bismarck has hit level 18. I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Nothing wrong with level 18 at this point. Looks like taking a nap. You have 125 hit points and 110 MP. Definitely ready for the definitely ready for a dive at this point if you so choose. Braxis is heading up to the armory to see what he can find up there. As you remember, it's the top left chest. No other chests need to be investigated.
Yeah, at this point I realize I probably need to get it going.
It's hard with seats like this. I mean, when you start out real strong with Erdrick's armor right off the bat, but it's speed strats. An hour into the race is not too bad of a time. But again, when you take speed strats into it or speed hacks, it seems worse than it is. I remember I've never done a speed hacks, but a lot of my races I'm sitting around 2 hours, so it's not too bad of a time right now.
Yeah, I still feel pretty bad. The feels bad man is going on pretty strong right now. Seeing what Scorpion Max did, yeah.
But do you have keys to make your dive?
Yes, I have 5 of them.
All right, Braxis Muse working his way down to the trap tile. Not a whole lot of spaces left to go. We'll be taking on that blue dragon and paying a visit to the Dragon Lord. Still has 108 MP, which is still enough for 13 heal mores. And was sitting at 137 AP, again 9 to 18. You're looking at a pretty easy fight. Just sit back, don't miss menu. As long as you're not low rolling, you should be just fine. So as you can see, he is doing a bunch of herbs just to try to get a low hit on this. Try to go into, again, the Dragon Lord with as much hit points as possible. 59 is not necessarily where you want to be, but with the Dragon Lord not coming in with a back attack, you are able to get off one attack before the Dragon Lord hits on you. 9 for a low roll. Not a great start for sure, but a 16 to counter up on that is helpful. So 27 plus whatever the first one is, another 12 is 39. And 16, we're at, oh goodness, 55. Camion's at 69, so I like Camion. I'm gonna let Camion count it out.
Way off.
If if the first swing was a 14, then Camion is on par. So I'm good with Camion's count. And with plenty of heal mores to go through at 123, yeah, we're. And GG's hypes all that wonderful stuff out in chat. Braxis has taken down Dragon Lord, and we'll be making that very slimy walk over to the king. Now, is it just me, or does Braxis look more like Ultros than a slime? And what is Value V doing? Where is Value V at this point? Looks like Value V is wandering around. I'm a little bit concerned with his. Value V has thrown a forfeit out in the race, so as long as Bismarck doesn't throw in the towel, we will have our third place. So GG to all of our runners. Bismarck is still working on this. We are going to keep this going until Bismarck finishes, so we can see that glorious, glorious triumphant victory against the Dragon Lord. Not sure if we're going to get Braxis in here for an interview. Have not seen his. Yes, it does look like he is going to be coming in just a moment, so we're going to get to speak with him on that. And there he is, Braxis. Hello and welcome. GG, nice run. Official SRL time, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 14 seconds. So about 16 minutes behind Scorpion Max, but still a good.
Yeah, I was actually a little nervous. I didn't have the SRL up, so I didn't know if anyone had finished. But my lord, I don't think I could have died any more times to the Armored Axe Knights, no matter which direction I went. Like, I felt completely boxed in there for like the first half of the run.
And it showed too, the most deaths on our stream with 21. Closest runner Value V at 16. So yeah, you were definitely getting bodied quite a bit early on. What was your strategy to recover?
Well, honestly, I was just trying to find some easy mobs that I could hopefully take out to level up. But the problem was is even leveling up, getting those you know, one agility here, one agility there, just wasn't cutting it because it was the only thing that I'd run into almost the entire seed that I just couldn't run from. But I didn't want to spend, 20, 30 minutes grinding, level 13, 14, or even 15 because on a seed like this with the vanilla map, and you know pretty much where all the locations are just scrambled up, it sucks when you're trying to still look for key items but you're already max level and you spend the whole time running. The goal is to try to like level up, especially with speed hacks on, because it's almost just as fast to kill the early low level mobs as it is to just run from them. But then, like I said, when you're max level and you're having to just force yourself to run from everything trying to pick up those last key items, it's kind of the last thing you want to do.
So I just have one question. What's it like to beat me? Or how's it feel to beat me?
Well, let me tell you what. About 25 minutes in, I felt like I had about 20 deaths from the Armored Axe Knights. I didn't think I was beating anybody.
And trust me, I felt the same way. Mine was the Wyverns. They wiped me out a handful of times.
And then the coordinates kind of like messed me up a little bit because I have a graphed Aleph guard that has coordinates on it, but the squares are super tiny, and I thought maybe I wrote the coordinates down because I went to the location that it should have been, and if I would have just checked 3 or 4 other tiles there, I would have found it. But having to go back and double check the coordinates from Cantlin to see if I actually wrote them down wrong really cost me a few minutes there too.
Yeah, I actually went to the wrong side of the continent. I went over near what is it, where Cantlin was, I think, and then realized. And thankfully, a nice AK-47 gave me a ride back to Tanager, and then I went to direct.
But I gotta say, that grind in Swamp Cave on those blue dragons, I want to say there was only one dragon that I fought that I didn't seem to get an excellent move on. They were just coming like every single.
Oh, hey, look, I finished.
All right, everyone, get your GGs and hypes out for Bismarck coming in third place with an official SRL time of something. We can't see it, but we're going to go with 1 hour, 13 minutes. Value V, meanwhile, has undone their forfeit and is continuing the.
My timer, when I did it, came out at 1:12:57.
I'm okay with that.
I did get a bit nervous because I didn't want to have to try to fight the golem again down all the way down there at Hawksness, which was at Cantlin, because it was such a long run. And so I decided to go for Sharlock, hoping the sword would be in there, which it ended up being in there, which was good. But getting down to that last chest, I was thinking, I'm going to open it and it's going to be the Fairy Flute. That's all I could think of.
Yeah, Fairy Flute was actually hiding on Hawksness. That was the... We had seen, obviously you don't know because you're not watching everybody else, but we had seen every treasure chest pick up, and Hawksness, the fight was a golem, and underneath the golem was the Fairy Flute. You need to put the golem to sleep. So it was not the sword, and so you were right with going in and doing the Sharlock dive.
Alright, looks like Value V is hopefully making his final run, or her. I don't know if he's a him or her. I apologize. Oh, it is. It's a him. Haha. Making his final run down to see if he can take out the Dragon Lord. Don't worry, guys. I'll be here all night. Don't forget to tip your servers.
All right, Value V making that walk. It's gonna be fine. I think we're gonna do all right. Last runner into this now. One thing, Braxis, you actually lucked out a little bit because you were about 45 seconds or so behind Value V entering Sharlock. The last time you were right behind him. As you were entering Sharlock, Value V had just gotten down to the armory, and I believe Value V knew that the sword was going to be in there, either that or had a very sneaking suspicion. Did not have a key for the armory, so had to take a quick shot back home to pick up a key from Rimmelsdor before he could make his dive. If not, you would have seen this about a 3 or 4 minute finish ahead of you, so you lucked out a little bit on that one.
How about them Cowboys?
And Value V is making the dive down on, I believe, the 5th floor at this time. Taking on some Axe Knight. We'll be going on to the next one very fast through this. With 104 MP, still has 13 heal mores to get through this. Will most likely be checking the armory. That's the whole reason for going back home. We'll be picking up the sword, doing again the 9 to 18 damage range. As long as we don't have low rolls, we should get another finish on this. So let's be hopeful for here. Everyone, cross your fingers and wish the good wells towards Value V as he goes through to finish.
I have faith in him. I think he'll get it this time. I'm predicting 119.
All right, Value V is checking out the chests. We'll be making that dive in just a moment. We're close. We are close. The end is near. We can almost taste it. Checking his stats, sees he has a 137. Doing the quick numbers while we're making that walk down. You've got this, Value V. Do not worry. You've got 12 heal mores. You're going to be just fine.
Those green dragons, man. Every time.
Yeah, decided instead of trying to run from them and taking a hit, might as well just swing at them, take a hit, take the second swing, and leave. It's easier to kill them than to try to run from them, as you can see with the next one. Just steps up and punches them in the face instead of letting them.
Yeah, I don't really disagree with this strategy at this point, because if you get run locked, you're putting yourself in a really bad spot.
Absolutely. Now taking on the blue dragon, going to be stepping down. Easy peasy fight, 3 swings, and the blue dragon is done. A couple quick herbs or perhaps a heal more to bring level back up to good hit points. Maybe a little bit of a walk back and forth. I'm not sure what he's going to do.
Yeah, he's still got a couple herbs left.
Yeah, not the best stretch. You want to keep an herb against the dragon, but I mean, it is what it is. You're going to attack.
Oh no!
And he takes the offer. He says, "Hey, yeah, sure. I'm good. I'm good. Let's take the offer." So Value V has finished giving us the sight that we don't see too often. The okay, I will join you.
I mean, he might put a disco ball up.
Hey, half the world is a pretty tantalizing offer. So Not sure if we're going to see Value V in here. Probably just doing it for the lulz, just like Bismarck was mentioning for his run. Not a not a bad run. Couple little missteps, unfortunately, dropping him back down in there. And we do. Hey, Value V, how are you?
How's it going?
I like that red text.
What's it
That is a
going?
beautiful screen.
It is with the black and red together. It looks much better than the red on the death screen as well. You know, which is a little more pink than that. Like this is the true blue, pure red.
You know, the old man on the screen seems to think it was an accident.
Oh, that is definitely not an accident. After all of that seed, you know, and then getting the level, I think winning was a foregone, or at least beating the Dragon Lord was a foregone conclusion. So let's just talk to this guy here and get it over with.
Yeah, that was interesting. Not expecting that at all. So thank you for keeping us entertained. Um, how hard did you kick yourself when you went to the treasury and found you didn't have a...
Oh my God, so hard, so very hard. Like I was ready to go and just go and fight the Dragon Lord and get it done. And I think I thought I was picking up keys. I must have been picking up the fairy waters and not the keys when I was going down and grinding that blue dragon. And so yeah, I didn't have any when I went there.
Well, that was a good run. Had you not done that, obviously, you would have taken our second place spot ahead of Braxis. About 5 minutes ahead, when you got into the bottom of Sharlock, Braxis was coming into Sharlock. So that was a very close race getting to there. Both of you were in the swamp doing your grind, getting that blue dragon fight on. So before you decided you wanted to throw in the towel, what were you thinking, and how were you trying to get through this to put yourself up on the top of this race?
Well, I felt that the early exploration went all right. I think I did an early reset to try to keep that gold that I had when I saw there were towns. But I felt like like I hit the towns and the caves in kind of the right order, so there wasn't too much backtracking there in terms of getting the harp to the staff to the rainbow drop. So I felt pretty good about that. And I was just trying to keep a little bit an even amount of experience going into it. And then after I had all of those items, I was just looking for a decent place to grind. And the blue dragon early on wasn't good enough, so I found those little 4 tiles there that had, I think it was Druid Lord, a green dragon, metal scorpions, and then like regular scorpions and skeletons. So that got me to a point to where I could kill the blue dragons. So I thought I was going pretty good. I was kind of surprised to see how quickly Max finished. Because I felt like I was moving, pretty much as quickly as possible, except for the armored knights that showed up fairly frequently.
Yeah, Max was actually the first one to Hawksness and got a good grind there. I don't know if you hit Hawksness. I don't remember seeing you going in there, but Hawksness had the fairy flute on the trap tile hiding spot, and it was a golem. So as soon as we got through the first golem, Scorpion was able to put them to sleep and just beat on them until they leveled up. Actually, about 3 levels in the matter of about 2-3 minutes. So that's what put Scorpion quite a bit ahead.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Finding a much better grind location. Both the times I tried to kind of make my way to Cantlin, I got stopped. So I didn't want to make that whole big long walk when there was 6 chests in Sharlock versus just the one searchable area there. Because at that point I was really just looking for the sword.
Oh, absolutely. And to be honest, the Blue Dragon was a better grind spot in the long run because of Garanham being right there above it. It just worked out that when Scorpion took him down, still had enough magic to do plenty of heals. And actually, to be honest, got real lucky with the sleeps. We put it to sleep real fast with the Fairy Flute and got 2 or 3 hits off each time. So it wasn't necessarily anything you did wrong, just the way the seed rolled for Scorpion, unfortunately.
Well, I definitely did something wrong. I didn't stock up on keys before I went to Sharlock.
Yeah, worse things have happened, my friend. You could mismenu in the Dragon Lord fight and get taken out with 19 experience and do a repel. So,
Boy, and that was just the longest walk too, having to go all the way from the Erdrick's cave location all the way up to the staff that put you all the way down to the jerk cave. Like it was the longest walk to Sharlock. I think it really couldn't be much worse. I mean, it definitely could have been worse, but that was a very long walk.
Yeah, we could see the walk of shame on your character alone. We could see the sadness upon your face. But
Ragnar's shoulders just kind of hunched over, looking at his feet. Yeah, definitely.
dragging his sword behind him, not even carrying it up, just kind of just dragging it along. Whatever, we're doing this. But hey, if anything else, you kept it entertaining, and we really appreciate that. So thank you very much, Value V.
Hey, no problem. And hey, thank you all for calling it, and our restreamers and trackers and everybody that's making it happen. We appreciate putting it on and putting a show for all of you out there on Randomania.
Absolutely. And once again, for probably the final time tonight, be sure to give our runners a follow. These people quite enjoyed putting on a show for you. They do these sort of things on their channel all the time, along with a bunch of other random crazy stuff that they enjoy doing. So give them a follow. You've got Bismarck 189, Braxis Muse, Scorpion Max, and Vale UV. Along with the re-streamer tonight, we had Archfield Monk, our tracker, which did a phenomenal job. Not easy to keep track of 4 races going at fast text. We had Camion and myself in the commentary booth, joined by Bismarck later on. So thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you. We are going to go over to Randomania 1. They are finishing up their race over there. They had kind of a quick doozy as well. So thank you guys for being here. We'll see you next time.